Welcome back, coin lovers and treasure hunters. Today we're diving into the fascinating story of the 1953 Lincoln Wheat Penny, a small copper coin with a big history. From its connection to post-war America, to rare errors, hidden values, and collectible high-grade examples, this classic 1-cent coin continues to excite collectors around the world. So grab your magnifying glass, check your coin jars, and stay tuned because the penny sitting in your pocket could be worth far more than just 1 cent. Top 4. First up. The 1953 Lincoln Wheat Cent is one of those classic American coins that continues to attract collectors decades after it was first released into circulation. This small copper coin may seem ordinary at first glance, but for coin enthusiasts and treasure hunters, it represents an important piece of American history and a fascinating collectible with real market value. The D Mint mark tells collectors that this coin was struck at the famous Denver Mint, and millions of Americans used these pennies in everyday life during the early 1950s. Today, many people search through old coin jars, family collections, estate boxes, and bank rolls, hoping to discover a beautiful 1953 D cent, because certain high-grade examples and rare error varieties can be surprisingly valuable. What makes the 1953 D penny especially interesting is that it belongs to the beloved Lincoln Wheat Cent series, one of the most collected coin designs in United States history. Even though large numbers were produced, collectors still seek examples with sharp details, original red color, and strong mint luster. The market for Lincoln cents has remained active for generations because these coins are affordable for beginners, yet still offer rare and valuable discoveries for advanced collectors. That combination keeps demand strong and continues to make the 1953 D cent an exciting coin for both casual collectors and serious numismatists. The 1953 D Lincoln Wheat Penny was produced during a fascinating period in American history. The United States was emerging from the challenges of World War II and entering the height of the post-war economic boom. Families were buying homes, automobiles, and new consumer goods, while industries expanded rapidly across the country. In 1953, Dwight D. Eisenhower became President of the United States, and the nation was experiencing strong patriotic spirit and economic growth. Coins like the Lincoln cent were heavily used in daily commerce because cash transactions dominated American life during this era. Lincoln Wheat Cent itself had already been in production for decades by 1953. The series first began in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of the birth of Abraham Lincoln. It was the first regular U.S. circulating coin to feature a real historical figure instead of the symbolic liberty designs that had appeared previously on American coinage. The public immediately embraced the design, and it became one of the most iconic coins in the nation's history. By the early 1950s, the wheat cent had become deeply familiar to Americans. The Denver Mint produced enormous quantities of cents to meet the needs of a rapidly growing economy. Even though these coins were common in circulation at the time, collectors today appreciate them because they represent the final years of the wheat cent series. Only a few years later, in 1959, the reverse design changed from wheat ears to the Lincoln Memorial, ending an era that many collectors still consider one of the golden ages of American coin collecting. The 1953 D cent is important because it captures the closing chapter of the wheat penny era while still being old enough to carry strong historical nostalgia. For many collectors, it is an affordable gateway into vintage US coins, while for advanced numismatists, finding sharply struck, fully red examples in superb condition remains a serious challenge. The obverse or front side of the 1953 D Lincoln Wheat Penny features the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing to the right. Above his head appears the word Liberty, while the date 1953 is positioned to the right side near the shoulder. The national motto "In God We Trust" arches across the top edge of the coin. Just below the date sits the small D Mint mark, identifying the Denver Mint as the place of production. The reverse side displays two elegant wheat stalks curving upward along the left and right edges of the coin, giving the series its famous wheat penny nickname. In the center are the words 1 cent and United States of America. Above these inscriptions appears the Latin motto E Pluribus Unum, meaning out of many, one. The wheat ears symbolize prosperity and America's agricultural strength, making the design simple yet deeply meaningful. The coin was designed by Victor David Brenner, whose initials, VDB, became famous among collectors after the controversial 1909 issue. The 1953 D penny is composed primarily of 95% copper, with the remaining 5% made of tin and zinc. The coin weighs 3.11 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters. Its reddish copper appearance is one of the features collectors admire most, especially when original mint color survives without fading or corrosion. One interesting feature about 1953 D cents is that many display strong luster and relatively decent strikes compared to some earlier Denver issues. However, weak details in Lincoln's hair or the wheat lines on the reverse can still occur, making fully detailed examples more desirable. The small D mint mark on the 1953 D cent represents the Denver Mint in Colorado. The Denver Mint has long been one of the major coin-producing facilities in the United States and was responsible for striking hundreds of millions of Lincoln cents during the 1950s. Mint marks are extremely important in coin collecting because they help identify where a coin was made, and in some cases, the mint location greatly affects rarity and value. A 1953 penny without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, while the D indicates Denver production. In other years, certain mint marks can create major rarities, although the 1953 D itself is considered common overall. Still, collectors pay attention to mint marks because some Denver issues are known for specific strike characteristics or rare varieties. Coins with clear, undamaged mint marks and strong surfaces are often worth more than worn examples with heavy scratches or corrosion. The Denver Mint produced approximately 700,515,000 Lincoln cents in 1953, making the 1953 D one of the more common wheat pennies in the series. Because such a massive number entered circulation, many examples still survive today. Despite this high mintage, condition remains everything in the coin market. Lower grade circulated examples are very common, but sharply preserved uncirculated coins with original red surfaces become increasingly difficult to find. Coins certified in high mint state grades by professional grading companies can command strong premiums because most surviving examples show wear, fading, spots, or carbon stains. The 1953 D is not considered a key date or a major rarity, but it remains popular because collectors building complete Lincoln Wheat cent sets need one. The coin also serves as an accessible entry point for beginners who want a genuine vintage American coin without spending enormous amounts of money. The value of a 1953 D wheat penny depends heavily on condition, color, and whether any rare errors are present. A heavily worn example in poor condition is usually worth only a small premium above face value, often around 10 cents to 50 cents. Even so, many collectors still enjoy saving these coins because of their age and historical appeal. A circulated example with moderate wear typically sells for around 50 cents to $2 depending on detail and eye appeal. Coins graded in fine condition, where the design details remain clear but wear is visible, often trade for around $2 to $5. In extremely fine condition, where only light wear appears on the highest points, the coin may be worth $5 to $15. Bright, attractive examples with minimal marks are especially popular among collectors trying to upgrade their sets. Uncirculated 1953 D cents can become much more valuable. Brown uncirculated pieces often sell for around $10 to $25, while red-brown examples may bring $20 to $50 depending on grade. Fully red mint state coins with blazing original copper color are the most desirable. Coins graded MS65 red can sell for $40 to well over $100. At the highest certified grades, prices rise dramatically. Superb gem examples graded MS67 red by leading grading services have sold for several $1,000s at auction because truly pristine survivors are extremely rare. Auction records for elite condition pieces have reached impressive levels, proving that even a common-date wheat penny can become a valuable collectible when preserved perfectly. Values also increase sharply if the coin contains a rare mint error or unusual variety. Error coins often attract specialized collectors willing to pay substantial premiums. The 1953 D wheat penny is known for several collectible mint errors and varieties that can greatly increase value. One of the most sought-after possibilities is a repunched mint mark, where the D mint mark was punched into the die more than once, leaving visible doubling or shifting. These varieties are closely studied by Lincoln cent specialists. Collectors also search for doubled die varieties, where parts of the lettering or date appear doubled because of die alignment issues during production. Strong doubled dies can command impressive premiums depending on visibility and rarity. Off-center strikes are another dramatic error found on some 1953 D cents. These coins were struck incorrectly, leaving part of the design missing while exposing blank metal. The greater the off-center percentage while still showing the date, the more valuable the coin usually becomes. Broad strike errors, clipped planchets, and die cracks are also collectible. Die crack errors create raised lines on the coin's surface caused by cracked dies during the minting process. Some collectors specifically hunt for dramatic die breaks and cuds, where large sections of the die broke away. Wrong planchet errors are extremely rare and valuable. If a 1953 D cent was mistakenly struck on a foreign coin blank or another denomination's planchet, the value could rise into hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on authenticity and condition. Rotated die errors are another interesting possibility. When the front and back designs are misaligned, collectors often pay premiums for the unusual appearance. These errors remind collectors that even modern minting systems were not perfect. One reason the 1953 D penny remains so exciting is that examples can still occasionally be found in unexpected places. Many older Americans saved wheat pennies in jars, drawers, and coffee cans for decades, meaning hidden collections continue to surface at estate sales, flea markets, antique shops, and family inheritances. Coin roll hunters still search bank rolls, hopping to discover wheat cents mixed among modern pennies. Although it becomes harder every year, people still occasionally pull 1950s wheat pennies from circulation. Metal detector enthusiasts also recover them from parks, schoolyards, and old properties where they were lost generations ago. Some of the best discoveries happen when families open forgotten boxes in attics or basements and uncover old coin albums assembled decades earlier. A carefully preserved 1953 D cent with full red color hiding in one of these collections could be worth far more than most people expect. Before selling a 1953 D wheat penny, collectors should examine the coin carefully under good lighting. Condition is the biggest factor affecting value, so details such as luster, scratches, spots, and wear must be checked closely. Coins with original red color are usually worth more than dark brown examples. Collectors should never clean old coins. Cleaning can permanently damage surfaces and dramatically reduce collector value. Even gentle polishing can leave microscopic scratches that professional graders immediately recognize. Many valuable coins have lost most of their market premium because owners attempted to make them look shiny. Using a magnifying glass or coin loop can help identify possible errors and varieties. Checking the mint mark, lettering, and date closely may reveal doubling or unusual features worth additional money. Proper storage is also extremely important. Wheat pennies should be kept in dry conditions using coin flips, holders, albums, or protective capsules. Moisture and fingerprints can damage copper surfaces very quickly. Serious collectors often submit exceptional coins to grading services for authentication and professional encapsulation. The 1953 D wheat penny may not be the rarest Lincoln cent, but it still has respectable long-term collector demand. Lincoln cents remain one of the most popular coin series in the world, and interest continues to grow as new generations enter the hobby. Common circulated examples are unlikely to create huge profits, but high-grade red specimens and important era coins have shown strong value growth over time. As more collectors compete for top-quality certified coins, premium examples become harder to obtain. Copper coinage also carries historical appeal because modern pennies no longer contain the same bronze composition used during the wheat cent era. Many collectors enjoy owning coins made from traditional copper alloy, adding another layer of demand. The strongest investment potential usually lies in coins with exceptional eye appeal, rare varieties, or elite certified grades. While no coin investment is guaranteed, the Lincoln Wheat Cent series has demonstrated remarkable staying power for more than a century. Many collectors do not realize that the Lincoln Wheat Penny was the first circulating U.S. coin to feature an actual president. Before Lincoln appeared on the cent, most American coins displayed symbolic liberty designs instead of real historical figures. Another fascinating fact is that billions of wheat pennies were melted or lost over the decades, making high-grade survivors much scarcer than original mintage numbers suggest. Even though over 700 million 1953 D cents were struck, finding one with perfect red surfaces today is surprisingly difficult. Some collectors enjoy searching for wood grain, tunning on 1953 D cents. This unusual streaky appearance occurs because of slight alloy mixing variations during production, giving the coin a beautiful textured look. The Wheat Penny series remained in production for 50 years before being replaced by the Lincoln Memorial Reverse in 1959. Because of this long production run, the series became one of the most recognized coin designs in American history. The 1953 D Lincoln Wheat Penny may look like an ordinary old cent, but as you've seen today, this tiny copper coin carries history, collector demand, and the possibility of surprising value. From beautiful red mint state examples to rare mint errors and hidden treasures still waiting to be discovered, the 1953 D cent remains one of the most exciting coins for collectors of all levels. The next time you search through an old coin jar, estate collection, or forgotten family box, take a closer look at every penny because you never know what hidden treasure might be sitting right in your hand. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more rare coin history, valuable coin guides, and hidden treasure discoveries. And before you leave, go check your own coins today because your next penny could be worth far more than 1 cent. Next up, the 1944 Lincoln Wheat cent is one of the most fascinating and widely collected coins in American numismatic history. This small copper coin was struck during the final years of World War II, a time when the United States was deeply involved in global conflict and every metal resource mattered. The D mint mark on the coin means it was produced at the famous Denver Mint, and collectors today search for this coin not only because of its wartime connection, but also because some rare varieties and mint eras have sold for astonishing amounts of money. For many coin hunters, the 1944 D cent is exciting because it can still occasionally be found in old collections, inherited jars, estate boxes, and coin rolls. While most examples are common and affordable, certain high-grade specimens and rare era versions are highly valuable and extremely desirable among serious collectors. That combination of history, affordability, and the possibility of finding a hidden treasure makes the 1944 D Lincoln cent one of the most talked about wheat pennies in the hobby. To truly understand the importance of the 1944 D Lincoln cent, you have to go back to the middle of World War II. In 1943, the United States government needed copper for military supplies such as shell casings, electrical wiring, and wartime equipment. Because of this urgent need, the U.S. Mint temporarily stopped making normal bronze Lincoln cents and instead produced zinc-coated steel cents in 1943. Those famous steel pennies are still remembered today because they looked silver instead of copper. However, the public strongly disliked the steel cents because they rusted easily and were often confused with dimes. In 1944, the mint returned to using copper-based metal for Lincoln cents. But because copper was still a valuable wartime resource, the mint used recycled shell casings from military ammunition to help produce the new coins. This gives the 1944 D wheat cent a remarkable connection to World War II history. Many collectors love the idea that the metal in these coins may once have been part of battlefield ammunition used during the war effort. The Lincoln cent series itself began in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the birth of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first regular U.S. coin to feature a real historical person instead of symbolic artwork. By 1944, the Lincoln Wheat cent had already become one of the most recognizable coins in America. During that year, millions of Americans used these pennies every day, while soldiers fought overseas and factories worked around the clock to support the war. Because of this historical background, the 1944 D cent is much more than a simple 1-cent coin. It represents wartime America, industrial power, and one of the most dramatic periods in world history. The obverse or front of the 1944 D Lincoln cent features a right-facing portrait of President Abraham Lincoln. Above Lincoln's head appears the motto "In God We Trust," while the word liberty is placed to the left side of the portrait. The date 1944 appears on the right side, and directly beneath the date is the small D mint mark showing that the coin was struck in Denver. The portrait was designed by famous sculptor Victor David Brenner, whose initials, VDB, can be found at the bottom of the reverse on many Lincoln cents produced after 1918. The reverse or back displays the classic wheat cent design. The words 1 cent appear boldly in the center, with United States of America beneath it. At the top is the Latin motto EPLUIBUSUNUM, meaning out of many, one. 2 wheat stalks curve along the left and right edges of the reverse design, giving the coin its popular nickname, the wheat penny. The wheat ears symbolize prosperity and America's agricultural strength. The 1944 D cent is made primarily of copper with smaller amounts of tin and zinc. Its composition is approximately 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. The coin weighs about 3.11 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters. Unlike the steel cents of 1943, the 1944 bronze cents have the traditional reddish-brown appearance that collectors strongly prefer. Fresh uncirculated examples often show beautiful red mint luster, while circulated examples may appear brown or chocolate-colored from decades of use. The small D mint mark on the 1944 D Lincoln cent represents the Denver Mint. Located in Colorado, the Denver facility was one of the busiest U.S. mint branches during the wartime years. Coins from Denver are often popular among collectors because certain Denver issues are scarcer than their Philadelphia counterparts. For Lincoln cents of this era, coins with no mint mark were produced at the Philadelphia Mint. Coins with an S came from the San Francisco Mint. The 1944 D cent is not considered rare in normal grades because Denver produced hundreds of millions of them. However, the mint mark still matters greatly when identifying varieties and errors. Certain rare transitional errors involving the Denver mint are among the most valuable Lincoln cents ever discovered. The Denver Mint produced approximately 430,578,000 Lincoln cents in 1944. That is an enormous production number, which means the regular 1944 D cent is considered a common coin in circulated condition. Because so many were made, collectors can usually find worn examples for only a small premium above face value. However, condition changes everything in coin collecting. While circulated examples are common, truly high-grade mint state coins with full red original color are much scarcer. Coins graded MS67 red or better by major grading services are difficult to locate and can sell for significant money. In addition, the legendary 1944 D steel cent error is one of the rarest and most famous U.S. coin mistakes ever discovered, making it a major key rarity in American numismatics. The value of a 1944 D Lincoln Wheat cent depends heavily on condition, color, rarity, and whether the coin has any valuable errors. A heavily worn example in poor condition is usually worth only a few cents to perhaps $1. Typical circulated coins often sell in the range of 25 cents to several dollars depending on appearance and detail. A fine condition example with moderate wear may bring around $1 to $5. Extremely fine examples with strong detail and limited wear commonly sell between $5 and $15. Uncirculated examples are where values begin to rise more seriously. Bright red mint state coins can range from $20 to several $100 depending on grade quality. High-end certified examples graded MS67 red or higher can sell for thousands of dollars because collectors compete aggressively for superb condition coins. Auction records for elite examples have reached impressive prices in major numismatic sales. But the real headline maker is the famous 1944 D steel cent error. This rare transitional mistake occurred when leftover steel planchets from 1943 accidentally entered the presses in 1944. Only a tiny number are known today. Authentic examples have sold for tens of thousands and even over $100,000 depending on condition and certification. These are among the most valuable Lincoln cents ever produced. The 1944 D Lincoln cent has several interesting errors and varieties that collectors constantly search for. The most famous is the 1944 D steel cent error. Because 1944 cents were supposed to be made from bronze, finding one struck on leftover steel from 1943 creates an extraordinary rarity. A magnet test is often the first clue because steel cents are magnetic, while normal bronze cents are not. Double die varieties are another area of interest. These occur when the coin die receives multiple impressions during manufacturing, creating doubled letters or numbers. On some 1944 D cents, collectors look closely at the date, liberty, or motto for signs of doubling. Off-center strikes are also popular. These happen when the coin blank is not properly centered during striking, leaving part of the design missing. The more dramatic the off-center strike while still showing the date and mint mark, the more valuable the coin can become. Other collectible errors include clipped planchets, where part of the coin blank is missing before striking, broad strikes that occur without the retaining collar, die cracks running across the surface, rotated dies where the front and back are misaligned, and lamination errors caused by imperfections in the metal mixture. Some counterfeit altered coins also exist. For example, fraudsters sometimes copperplate genuine 1943 steel cents and attempt to sell them as rare 1944 steel cents. That is why authentication from major grading services is extremely important for any suspected rare error. One reason the 1944 D wheat cent remains so exciting is because it can still occasionally be discovered outside traditional coin shops. Many families saved old wheat pennies in jars and drawers for decades. Estate sales, inherited collections, antique boxes, and forgotten piggy banks sometimes contain these coins. Roll hunters searching bank coin rolls also continue to find wheat cents from the 1940s. Although ordinary examples are common, collectors never stop checking because there is always the possibility of finding a rare variety, a high-grade red specimen, or even the legendary steel error. Stories of valuable wheat pennies being discovered in old collections continue to inspire new collectors around the world. Before selling a 1944 D Lincoln cent, collectors should carefully examine the coin under good lighting and magnification. Important factors include overall wear, original color, surface damage, and possible errors. Coins with strong red mint color are usually worth more than brown examples. Any coin suspected of being a rare error should be authenticated by a professional grading company. One of the biggest mistakes beginners make is cleaning coins. Cleaning almost always reduces collector value because it damages the original surfaces. Even gentle polishing can leave scratches and unnatural shine that experienced collectors immediately recognize. Safe storage is also very important. Coins should be kept in dry holders, flips, or archival quality albums to prevent corrosion and environmental damage. Avoid touching the surfaces directly with fingers because oils and moisture can leave permanent marks. The 1944 D Lincoln cent has solid long-term collector appeal because it combines history, affordability, and the excitement of rare varieties. Wheat cents remain one of the most collected coin series in the United States, and demand continues to stay strong among both beginners and experienced numismatists. Regular circulated examples are unlikely to become extremely valuable because so many survive, but premium quality uncirculated coins with original red color continue to attract strong prices. Rare errors, especially the 1944 D steel cent, have shown exceptional growth in value over the years because collectors recognize their historical importance and extreme rarity. As younger collectors enter the hobby through social media, YouTube videos, and treasure hunting trends, interest in Lincoln Wheat cents has increased again. That renewed attention may continue supporting future demand for attractive certified examples and major mint errors. One amazing fact about the 1944 D cent is that its metal may have come from recycled wartime shell casings used during World War II. That means some of these pennies literally contain metal connected to the war effort. Another fascinating detail is that many people accidentally spend valuable wheat cents because they do not realize collectors want them. Even today, wheat pennies sometimes appear in circulation mixed with modern coins. The Lincoln cent series is also historically important because it was the first circulating US coin to feature a real American president. Before Lincoln appeared on the cent in 1909, US coins usually displayed symbolic figures instead of actual people. The famous 1944 steel cent era is so rare that many collectors spend their entire lives hopping to find one. It remains one of the ultimate dream coins in American coin collecting. The 1944 D Lincoln Wheat cent may look like a simple old penny, but behind this tiny coin is a powerful story of World War II, American history, rare mint mistakes, and hidden treasure potential. Whether you are a beginner searching through pocket change or an experienced collector building a high-grade set, this coin proves that even 1 cent can hold incredible value and historical importance. So before you ignore that old wheat penny sitting in a jar or coin box, take a closer look because you never know what treasure might be hiding in plain sight. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more rare coin history and value guides. And don't forget to check your coins today because the next valuable discovery could already be in your collection. Next up, the 1939 Lincoln Wheat Penny is one of the most interesting early modern American 1-cent coins that collectors still search for today. This coin belongs to the famous Lincoln Wheat cent series that was produced from 1909 to 1958, and it carries the classic wheat ears design that many coin collectors consider one of the most beautiful and historic designs in United States coinage. The 1939 penny may look simple at first glance, but depending on its condition, mint mark, color, and possible mint errors, it can be worth far more than its face value. Many collectors love this coin because it comes from an important time in world history, just before America entered World War II. That historical connection gives the coin strong emotional and collector appeal. Even today, people still search old jars, family collections, bank rolls, and estate boxes hoping to find a valuable 1939 penny hiding among ordinary coins. The reason collectors continue chasing the 1939 Lincoln cent is because high-grade examples are becoming harder to find. Millions were produced, but most circulated heavily for decades. A bright red uncirculated coin with sharp details can bring surprisingly strong prices, especially when professionally graded. Era coins from 1939 are also highly collectible and sometimes sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on rarity and condition. For YouTube viewers and beginners entering the coin collecting world, the 1939 penny represents a perfect mix of history, affordability, and treasure hunting excitement. The 1939 Lincoln cent was struck during a very important moment in global history. The United States was still recovering from the effects of the Great Depression, while tensions were rising across Europe. In September of 1939, World War II officially began when Germany invaded Poland. Although the United States had not yet entered the war, the world was rapidly changing. Coins produced during this period became silent witnesses to history, and that is one reason collectors enjoy owning them today. The Lincoln cent itself first appeared in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first regular circulating American coin to feature a real historical person rather than symbolic figures like Lady Liberty. By 1939, the Lincoln cent had already become one of the most recognized coins in America. People used these pennies every day to buy food, newspapers, candy, and transportation. Because of their heavy circulation, many surviving 1939 cents today show wear and damage. The 1939 penny also represents the final peaceful years before wartime coin production changes began affecting American coinage. Just a few years later, in 1943, the US Mint switched from copper pennies to steel cents to save copper for the war effort. That makes pre-war copper Lincoln cents like the 1939 issue especially attractive to collectors who enjoy historical continuity in coin sets. Over time, coin collectors started paying closer attention to mint marks, errors, and grading quality. While the 1939 cent was once viewed as common, the market later realized that superb uncirculated examples were not easy to find. Today, certified high-grade red examples from 1939 can command strong prices at auctions, especially coins with excellent luster and very few marks. The front of the 1939 Lincoln Wheat Penny features a portrait of President Abraham Lincoln facing to the right. The portrait was designed by Victor David Brenner, a talented sculptor and metal artist whose initials, VDB, appear on the coin near the bottom edge on the reverse side of some earlier issues, and later under Lincoln's shoulder on modern versions. Above Lincoln's head appears the famous national motto, "In God We Trust." The word Liberty is located on the left side, while the date 1939 appears on the right side. If the coin was struck at Denver or San Francisco, a small mint mark appears below the date. The reverse side displays the classic wheat ears design that gave these coins the nickname wheat pennies. Two wheat stalks curve along the left and right edges of the coin, surrounding the words 1 cent and United States of America. Above the denomination appears the Latin motto, E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one. The reverse design was also created by Victor David Brenner and remained in use until 1958, before being replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959. The 1939 penny was struck in a composition of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. The coin weighs approximately 3.11 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters. Its smooth edge and reddish-brown copper appearance make it instantly recognizable to collectors. Original mint red color is especially valuable because many old copper coins darken or turn brown over time due to oxidation and handling. The 1939 Lincoln cent was produced at 3 different United States Mint facilities. Coins with no mint mark were struck at the United States Mint in Philadelphia. Pennies with a small D mint mark were made at the Denver Mint, while coins with an S mint mark came from the San Francisco Mint. The Philadelphia issue is the most common because the Philadelphia Mint traditionally produced massive quantities of cents for circulation. Coins from Denver and San Francisco are generally more collectible because their mintages were lower. However, rarity depends heavily on condition. A worn Philadelphia coin may be common, but a flawless red mint state example can still be very valuable. Collectors carefully study mint marks because location can strongly affect value. Some mint facilities produced coins with better strike quality, while others had fewer surviving examples in high grades. San Francisco coins from this era are often admired for their sharp details and attractive appearance, though exceptional examples from all 3 mints are highly collectible. The 1939 Philadelphia penny had a massive mintage of approximately 316 million coins, making it common in lower circulated grades. The 1939 D Denver issue had a mintage of around 15.1 million pieces, while the 1939 S San Francisco issue had about 52 million coins struck. Although none of these are considered major key dates in the Lincoln Wheat Cent series, the Denver issue is noticeably scarcer than the others in overall numbers. Still, rarity changes dramatically in higher grades. Many coins entered circulation immediately and became worn, so collectors pay much higher prices for coins that survived in pristine condition with full original red color. Today, circulated 1939 pennies are relatively easy to find, but certified mint state examples graded MS66, MS67, or higher are much tougher and more expensive. That difference between ordinary circulated coins and elite collector-grade coins creates major excitement in the coin market. The value of a 1939 Lincoln penny depends heavily on mint mark condition. Color designation, and whether the coin has any rare errors. A heavily worn coin in poor condition may only be worth a few cents to about $1, depending on the mint mark. Average circulated examples usually sell for around 25 cents to several dollars. A 1939 penny in fine condition with clear details often sells for around $1 to $5. Extremely fine examples with stronger wheat lines and less wear may reach $5 to $15. Uncirculated examples become much more valuable, especially coins showing original mint red surfaces. A typical mint state red 1939 penny may sell for $20 to $100 depending on grade and eye appeal. Higher certified grades such as MS66 red or MS67 red can reach several $100s or more. Exceptional registry quality coins have sold for thousands at auction when they display nearly flawless surfaces and strong original color. The 1939 D issue is generally more valuable in high grades because of its lower mintage. Superb red examples can command strong premiums. The 1939 S also has collector demand, particularly in gem condition. Auction prices change constantly based on market demand, grading standards, and overall collector interest, but top-quality examples continue attracting serious bidders. The 1939 Lincoln cent has several interesting error types that collectors love searching for. One of the most desirable is the doubled die error, where parts of the design appear doubled because of a mistake during die creation. Strong doubling on dates or lettering can significantly increase value. Off-center strikes are another collectible error. These occur when the coin blank was not properly centered during striking, leaving part of the design missing. The more dramatic the off-center appearance while still showing the date, the more valuable the coin may become. Collectors also search for clipped planchet errors, where a portion of the coin is physically missing because of a cutting mistake at the mint. Broad strike errors without a proper rim are popular as well. Die cracks, cud errors, and rotated dies are other varieties that can attract attention from error collectors. Wrong planchet errors are extremely rare and highly valuable. These occur when a coin is accidentally struck on metal, intended for another denomination. Genuine examples certified by professional grading companies can sell for impressive amounts. Because counterfeit error coins exist, collectors should always have expensive varieties authenticated by major grading services such as Professional Coin Grading Service or Numismatic Guarantee Company before spending large amounts of money. One reason people love the 1939 penny is because it can still occasionally be found in unexpected places. Many older Americans once saved wheat pennies in jars, drawers, and piggy banks, and those collections sometimes reappear during estate sales or family cleanouts. Coin roll hunters searching through bank rolls still discover wheat cents from time to time, including 1939 issues. Old toolboxes, cigar boxes, inherited collections, and forgotten envelopes can all contain hidden treasures. Since many non-collectors do not realize the importance of mint marks, color, or grading, valuable coins sometimes remain unnoticed for decades. That treasure hunting possibility keeps excitement alive for collectors around the world. Before selling a 1939 penny, collectors should carefully examine the coin under good lighting. The first thing to check is the mint mark because Denver and San Francisco coins may carry higher premiums. Next, look closely at the coin's color. Copper coins are often classified as brown, or red. Full red coins are usually worth the most. Never clean an old coin. Cleaning can permanently damage surfaces and reduce value dramatically. Many beginners mistakenly polish copper coins to make them shiny, but experienced collectors strongly prefer original surfaces, even if the coin looks dark or toned naturally. If a coin appears unusually sharp, red, or possibly contains an error, professional grading may be worthwhile. Proper storage is also extremely important. Collectors should keep valuable coins in holders, flips, or capsules away from humidity and fingerprints, because copper reacts easily to environmental damage. The 1939 Lincoln cent continues to attract collector interest because the Lincoln Wheat series remains one of the most popular coin series in American numismatics. Demand for attractive uncirculated examples has remained steady for years, especially coins with strong red color and certified high grades. While ordinary circulated examples are unlikely to make someone rich, premium quality pieces have shown long-term appreciation over time. Error coins and top registry-grade examples often experience the strongest market growth because advanced collectors compete aggressively for the best-known specimens. The popularity of coin collecting on YouTube, social media, and online auctions has also introduced a new generation of collectors to wheat pennies. That growing interest could help support future demand for quality examples of historic coins like the 1939 cent. Many people do not realize that the 1939 penny circulated during the very year World War II began in Europe. That means some of these coins may have passed through the hands of people living during one of the most important periods in modern history. Another interesting fact is that Lincoln Wheat Pennies were once so common that children used them in school projects, crafts, and games without realizing future collectors would treasure them decades later. Today, even ordinary wheat cents are exciting finds for young collectors. Some collectors also enjoy searching for coins with unusual tunning. Natural rainbow colors on copper coins can create beautiful appearances that sometimes increase collector value dramatically. The 1939 Lincoln Wheat Penny may seem like a small 1-cent coin, but its history, rarity in high grades, and hidden era potential make it one of the most exciting vintage pennies collectors still search for today. From old piggy banks to estate collections, valuable wheat pennies continue turning up in surprising places, and your next discovery could be waiting right now in a forgotten jar or coin box. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more rare coin history, coin values, mint era discoveries, and hidden treasure hunts. And before you spend your spare change, always check your pennies carefully, because that old 1939 cent in your pocket could be worth far more than just 1 cent.